off, so I don't know whether you are there or not, you know. So this program is a very unique program we are doing now. That normally you have in festivals like this, you've got one person preparing for the class and everybody listening, which is very wonderful. There is nothing wrong. It is the best way to do, you know. And that's why the person sits on the Vyasasan. It's asana of Vyasadeva, the original author, the original guru of the Vedic parampara, you know. And representing him, the the speaker speaks and gives his realizations, and everybody hears, learns from him, will get benefited. So we do that also, and we are very unique, you know, whereby we say that, excuse me, so we say that yes, you can do that, and at the same time, we can also have different speakers speaking. And on that, I thought of a very unique concept, you know, that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he incarnated as Lord Ram. And in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna spoke, Krishna told all the living beings of how to lead life. You know? And with that, Krishna also instructed about um, the instructions on the do's and don'ts. What good things we must do, what bad things we must avoid, etc., etc. And to teach the whole world, he himself came. He himself incarnated as Lord Ram. And he practiced what he preached. So, yes, many speakers would give a class and give references of different Bhagavad Gita verses, Bhagavatam verses, which is wonderful. But what we want to do is this, that as part of leadership, we want the leaders to lead by example, because Krishna led by example. He himself came as Lord Ram and led life, you know, as Lord Ram himself. So, as leaders, we can also read from Valmiki Ramayana, if you have studied Valmiki Ramayana, and give a nice class on it. Or otherwise, we can speak about one quality of Lord Ram, because what qualities he has is the same quality mentioned by himself as Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. So we pick up one quality of Lord Ram which we are inspired with, and then pick up one word from the Bhagavad Gita, connect the two, and speak for as much as we want to. You know? Of course, Lord Ram, Lord Krishna are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as it is said, you know, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Means Lord is unlimited and his pastimes are unlimited. His qualities are unlimited. So we cannot really understand and describe the qualities of Lord Ram with our tiny brains, you know. But we can certainly learn something from his character. And about any qualities that we inspires us, we can learn something. And see where does Krishna say the same in the Bhagavad Gita, where it has come from. And this quality we'll appreciate, we imbibe in our life, and we share with everybody else. So tomorrow, the leaders who are now in the leaders group and who are in the intermediate group or beginners group, they'll become leaders group soon. So this is what they will do as well as we train them. So this is part of our training, which is very unique. You understand? This is how we are unique in Hare Krishna-WECAN. Leaders always create leaders. They don't create followers. True leaders do that. Those who are attached to the leadership, they will not create leaders. They will create followers because they want to remain leaders on their own. And then the leadership is finished. He dies. Then the whole program finishes. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that everybody is a leader, and it continues. This process continues. The glorification of Krishna continues. That's the meaning of Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. This is the meaning of it. It's for our benefit we do. So we are very unique, and the leaders are very fortunate to share their realization based upon one quality which they aspire for, which they appreciate, and the Bhagavad Gita verse which refers to it. And for all the audience, they are also greatly benefited. They are also very fortunate. So they can learn, they can understand how it is done. Tomorrow they'll do the same thing. You see, this is our special mood in Hare Krishna-WECAN. Very unique. Hardly you will find this way in any class. I can challenge you. Search out full YouTube. This topic of seeing Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, taking a verse and seeing the Lord Ram's one character in that verse, matching this two. Very unique. So without further delay, I would like to invite the leaders group, devotees, and I want to thank them very much for taking the time and the effort, leading by example, and practicing this. Although I gave them a bit of time from Tuesday, so there are a few days, but still everybody is very, very busy. Someone's personal life, professional life, health life, so many things are there, But I really much appreciate, we very much appreciate, my wife and my son as well, that all of you have taken this time and sharing your realization. So please, without further delay, I would like to invite who would like to speak first. Thank you very much. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have done our prayers already. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Babaji. Thank you. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Hare Grace Pun Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu for organizing this wonderful class on the occasion or preparation of Shri Ram Navami Mahotsav. Shri Ram Navami Mahotsav ki jai. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman ki jai. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Yeah, that's wonderful. It's unique and yeah, and it's speciality of Guru Maharaj also, Guru Maharaj is very unique in that way. Yes. So as you know, Lord Ram is incarnation of Krishna. So and he has unlimited qualities, but being on like Indian body, we grown up with Lord Ram's pastime, Ram Leela, I remember my village used to have Ram Leela, and they still have, but it's a bit commercialized now. But and we grown up to get to know about different pastimes of Lord Ram, and because Lord Ram is ideal son, his ideal husband, his ideal king, his ideal brother, and Lord Ram is called Maryada Purushottam. So, and Lord Ram taught us how we should lead our lives. So ideally, perfectly. So Lord Ram is the Supreme Lord. So he has unlimited qualities, and there are 16 qualities of Lord Ram has been discussed by Valmiki Maharishi in conversation with Narad Muni. And Lord Ram is Gunavan. He's a Viryavan. He's Dharmagya, justice, and Kirtagya, grateful, Satyavakya, truthful, Drid Vrata is determined, Charitrena, his character with like moral values, Sarva Bhuteshu Kohita. He's well-wisher of all. You know, Vidwan, intelligent, Samartha, competent. Eka Priya Darshana means very pleasing to see. It's very beautiful. Atmavan, self-controlled. Jita Krodha, conqueror of anger. And Dyutiman is a brilliant one. Anasuyaka, non-envious. And Bibhit Deva, even demigods fear. So these are prominent, but his unlimited qualities, but these are prominent. So out of these, I was focusing on one quality of Lord Ram, and that is Jita Krodho, conqueror of anger. Because whenever we seen or um, we read about Lord Ram, he's very calm, he's very composed. He's not like he won't do anything that's out of like anger, out of anything like that. So Lord Ram showed this quality in many situations, like when Srupanakha proposing, or Ayodhya Vasis questioning the purity of Sita Devi, and Sugriva, he's forgetting his, not fulfilling his promise after getting his kingdom, when searching to Sita Devi, etc. So many places in Ramayana. But so Lord Ram is Purushottam because he's best among men. So he showed this quality of conquering the anger. So we can learn that first thing is we have to control our anger. Guru Maharaj said that anger is one letter short of danger. So when we angry, we lose our control. So, so there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 63. It's about Krishna says about anger. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibhrama, smriti भ्रमसाद बुद्धि नाशो बुद्धि नाशात प्रणश्यति. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. From anger, delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. And when memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. So Srila Prabhupada are saying in the purport one point that the impersonalist therefore cannot enjoy life due to his artificial renunciation. And for this reason, a slight agitation of the mind pulls him down again in the pool of material existence. So this artificially we cannot renounce because the taste for sense objects remains. And that's why Srila Prabhupada are saying that yukta vairagya, know how to use everything in the service of the Lord. So when, so this anger also we can use in the service of the Lord, but that comes later. So where does this anger comes from? So anger arises from lust, and this is given in the previous verse, 62. So with lusty desires, we always will be agitated, and anger is the result. Actually, I was reading and Guru Maharaj explained the anger, A-N-G-E-R, very beautifully. So A is for atheistic mentality, means we are not accepting Krishna's plan, and we get angry because things are not according to our wish. So when we are angry, we become atheistic. So we need to remember this point. Then N for negation of Vedic principle. So when we are angry, we are thinking of bodily conception. So we're forgetting this, we're negating this principle that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And then comes G for greedy. So we are not satisfied with what we have and want more, greedy. So which is cause of anger. And then comes E. E is envious nature. So we are envious of others and become agitated and angry. Above all, we are envious of Krishna, and that's why we are here in this material world. And then last is R. R is Rorva hell. If we are angry, we will go to Rorwa hell, and Ruru animals will eat us. So this is beautifully explained by Guru Maharaj, that how anger, each letter what stand for. And Guru Maharaj has done with other words as well. It's very practical. And actually, these points we must remember when we get angry. But it is very difficult to remember these points, because when anger comes, we forget everything. So the best practice is just to keep quiet. Don't open our mouths, because when we are angry, no matter what we're going to speak is going to be wrong. So Lord Ram showed this quality, Jita Krodho. So although everything comes from the Supreme Lord, we have studied that. So anger also, because everything, all the qualities are in Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada has given this example of Hanuman and Arjuna, that how they use their anger in the service of Krishna. But as we know that everything gets perverted from spiritual world to material world, so our anger is also perverted, and it arises out of lust, sense gratification. And that's why this needs to be controlled. And Lord Ram, as being the ideal Purusha or Maryada Purushottam, so he showed us this quality, that how we behave, how we should control control our anger, in any situation. So there are many other qualities, but this one qualities I was thinking of, and found this verse. There are other few verses also in Bhagavad Gita, but I just stick to one verse. And yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman ki jai. Lord Ram Navami ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. You can elaborate on the same point, Although I requested that stick to one verse, because other verses others may take, if they speak on,
Yes.
But
Yes.
the time is unlimited. If you want to speak more, you can speak more. No problem. It's very nice. Wonderful.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. No, that's all right. Hare
Covered
Krishna.
all the points. Okay. Hare Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, it's very important. What we do is very significant. And as I said, that you realize it much later on, how it benefits you, the speaker as well as the listener. How we search out the qualities in the Bhagavad Gita, and the same we try to imbibe. Yeah, in the Nectar of Instruction, it is mentioned, mind does not request, it demands. Demands of the mind. It demands. And who demands? Only the boss demands. So the boss is demanding, Boss is demanding. So mind is not our servant, mind is our boss. And that has been controlled by Lord Ram. Yes. But still, when he controlled the mind, he could conquer, his enemy's kingdom. And with that anger, his servant perfected the anger, Hanuman, and he burnt the whole Lanka. He could have finished Lanka in itself. Only imagine this one personality, Hanuman, could burn the whole Lanka. What is the question of all the army? These pastimes, And he burned taking the name of Lord Ram. Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Very nice. Hare Krishna. Yes, yes. Who would like to go next now? Wonderful, wonderful start.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Amrish Babu, and Her Grace Purnapegya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Babu for organizing this program to celebrate Ram Navami and giving us an opportunity to meditate and share our realization on Sri Ram. So, Maharaj, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, in one of his melodies, he says, that when we glorify Krishna, we're actually destroying our miseries. Even the great sages has actually walked the same path, So we must do the same. It is actually proven part. So when we meditate and try to actually come up with the realization, actually we read a lot of verses, try to find out about Lord Ram. So in this way, actually, we get to know more about Lord Ram and his character. And Maharaj actually is also mentioned that actually, as we are meditating on Lord Ram, and the topic of discussion is that the qualities of Lord Ram. So we're focusing on that aspect. So Lord Ram is known as a Maryada Purushottam. So, and Krishna is called Leela Purushottam. So Krishna has done many, super human activities, has killed many demons and all that. But Lord Ram, actually, when he incarnated, uh, he's called Maryada Purushottam because he always stayed within, in a particular Maryada. Like he came into the human incarnation, and he is actually a reservoir of many good qualities. So I think from very childhood, actually, I wasn't really exposed to Ramayana or Ram Leela, but my grandfather always used to tell me, you have to become like a Lord Ram, Ek Patni, Ek Vachni, Shri Ram. And I always heard that, So I know that this personality is something great, So I know that, you actually always speak truth, you say what you do. So Lord Ram's, he's very famous, especially in India. A lot of people has a lot of affection for Lord Ram and his praise for his qualities. So I would like to actually start my realization with this beautiful verse that actually he's a yes, Ambrish Prabhu introduced, that Maharaj used to sing. So let me try. I'm not a good singer, but I'll try to sing that in that meter. Ramo Rajmani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Abhihata Nisha Charchamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Ramanasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittalaya Bhavatu Me Bhoram Mamodhara. I contemplate on Sri Ram, who is the jewel among the kings, who always emerges victorious, and who is the Lord of Sita Devi. I salute Sri Ram, who destroyed the mighty armies of the demons. There is no huge than Sri Ram. I am the humble servant of Sri Ram. Let my mind ever meditate on Ram. O Sri Ram, kindly grant me salvation. So this is very beautiful verse, actually when Ambrish Prabhu sang, I think it's many years ago, I think he used to sing in the programs. So I like this meter very much. And Maharaj used to sing this, so it's beautiful verse, and actually I try to memorize, and recite. Whenever I get a free time, I recite this, and it gives you, a lot of energy and actually help you focus. So as okay, come to the. So talking about the actually character of Sri Ram, so he has many good qualities, as I said. So some of the principal qualities, he is a Gunavan. He's also called Gunanidhi, he's also Viryavan. He's quite, he's Veer. He's a Dridvrata. He's a Dharmadnya. And he's also merciful. So there is no end to his good qualities, He's a reservoir of all the good qualities. So as the topic today is that actually we have to share a realization from Bhagavad Gita. So when you look at the life, of Lord Ram, and what is actually Krishna has spoken in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna tell us, actually how to behave or how to change our behavior in Bhagavad Gita, how to lead a exemplary life, and Lord Ram has actually done it, he has shown, he has actually lived by that example. So Krishna, he is not a hypocrite. So he has given many instructions in Bhagavad Gita, and he has also, as a Sri Ram, has lived all those instructions in practice. So there are many verses, you can actually, there are many verses in Bhagavad Gita that you can choose to describe Sri Ram. But we are actually only sticking to one verse, so I would actually try to do the same. But when you describe the qualities of Ram, it's very hard to actually stick to one point, because it flows on to all other various good qualities. So I will try to actually, remain Dridvita, try to just focus on one verse because it's very hard to stay within the actually just one verse, but I may actually speak some refer to other verses as well. So Maharaj actually said our character should be crystal clear, meaning our behavior should be such that nobody should have doubt about that. For that, we have to sincerely chant our rounds and go through the scriptures again and again. When we are not engaged in doing any service, we must immerse in reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or sincere chanting. By seeing this, others must get motivated and have the impetus to follow. This way only we can gain the respect of others. So actually, this is actually how we should live and actually build our character. So today, actually, I was meditating on various qualities, and I'm going to actually just focus on one quality, that is a dridvata. So Lord Ram is very true to his words. He's a, as he says, that ek patni ek vachni. So whatever he says, he does. Because in this world, as we all know, that we think something, we say something, and do something else. So there is no actually means our vichar, vichar, prachar or achar. There is no, I don't know what we call it. There is no balance, because we always act like a hypocrite because we do not really say what's in our mind and we do something else. But Lord Ram wasn't like that. Once he gave the word, he always actually stick to his word. So in Bhagavad Gita, I think this is very famous verse from chapter 18, verse 66. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishami masuchaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. So this is what actually Krishna has actually declared in Bhagavad Gita. He is actually ordering you to actually surrender unto him. And if you do that, he says that he will deliver us, from all the sinful reaction. Do not fear. So he will gives us a protection. So how Lord Ram actually lived this instruction, as I said, he is well known as a ek vachani, so he's very true to his word. So as we know that actually Lord Ram, when he was in Ayodhya and he was about to be coronated next day, so this very famous story, everybody knows about this, that he has been actually asked to leave the kingdom and go to the Vanvas, by his stepmother Kaikai. So she has two boons, which she obtained from Dashrath Maharaj. and Manthara, one of the maid servant, actually, she influenced the Kaikeyi Mataji, and where she says that actually Bharat should be coronated, why Ram, and I don't go into the details. So she decided to use these two boons, and she asked, Dashrath Maharaj that you have to actually ask Lord Ram to actually go on to the Vanvas, and Bharat will be coronated as a king of Ayodhya. So so Dashrath Maharaj has no choice, so very reluctantly he has to ask Lord Ram to leave, and because he is very his ideal, ideal son, his ideal king, his ideal husband, his ideal disciple, his ideal, in everything Lord Ram has done. So he gave his word to his father that he will live. So I was reading through, some of the Ramayana pastimes where the spiritual master of Lord Ram, when Lord Ram decided to go to the Vanvas for 14 years, actually Vashisht Muni, he spoke to Ram, and he said that you don't really have to go onto the Vanvas. This is some political conspiracy, and we can actually, we'll try to resolve it. But Lord Ram, because he has given the word to his father, that he said no, he will leave actually the Ayodhya, and he will go to the Vanvas, and Bharat will be coronated. So it's very hard, actually, if you think that the actual situation that Lord Ram was about to be coronated as king of Ayodhya next day, and all of a sudden, he has to actually leave the kingdom and go on to the Vanvas. It's very tough thing to do, because I was thinking if somebody asks us, to leave all of a sudden, next day, leave everything you have, all your actually family, all the possessions, your home, your money, bank balance, and just go onto the Vanvas. Can we able to do it? It's not easy thing to do, but Lord Ram has done that. So actually, he gave the word, and he actually went onto the Vanvas for 14 years with Mother Sita and Lakshman. So this is as we know, he's the supreme personality of Godhead. So he has all the actually opulences, and one of his opulence is actually, so even he was actually born as a prince, and he's about to be going to be a king of Ayodhya. He's not attached to his kingdom or anything. He just actually, with a smile on his face, he just left without complaining. Actually, so as Sanjay Prabhu also said, he's always smiling. So no matter actually he's going through tough time or happy times, he always steady. As Bhagavad Gita also speak about those qualities, Matras Pashuju Kaunteya. So he has gone through, as we know, Ramayana. He has been gone through so many actually incidences that are very tough, but still he's always composed, always smiling. He never uh, he never become unhappy or strayed from his path. So that's actually Lord Ram. So here in Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna actually orders everyone to surrender unto him, and he says that if we do surrender unto him, he will actually gives us a protection, and he will relieve us from all our sinful reaction as well. So Lord Ram is also very well known as a Dridvata, and in one of the actually his pastime where sorry where Vibhishan, so he was also the devotee of Lord Ram. So when Vibhishan actually he left the party of Ravan, and he came, to see Lord Ram. Then at that time, Lord Ram was advised by by his other, the Vanar, in the Vanar's other friends, that you should not trust Vibhishan because he's the actually brother of Ravana, and because he's from the same family and he's a brother, I think he has some hidden agenda, we should not trust him. So at that time, Lord Ram, actually, he just smiled and he actually asked Hanuman and say, Hanuman, what do you think? Should we accept Vibhishan or should we reject him? So Hanuman is a great devotee of Lord Ram. He said that Prabhu, actually, I'm not a very intelligent person, but I have this ability. I can read the face of a person. He has this siddhi. And he said that as I can see Vibhishan, I think he's a sage. He's a great sage. And you should not reject him. He has all the actually saintly qualities. And Lord Ram actually accepted him. So at that time, he said that actually Vibhishan, if he surrender, he will accept him and he will actually coronate him as a king of Lanka. So the discussion is happening. Even Ravana wasn't even killed. So he said he will coronate him as a king of Lanka. So actually in that sabha, they ask, Prabhu, then if you actually coronate Vibhishan as a king of Lanka, then what about Ravana? So we heard this, Amrish Pal once mentioned that Lord Ram said even Ravan, his enemy of Sri Ram, even if he come and surrender unto Sri Ram, he will forgive him and he will accept him. So he has given that word. So Lord Ram, if anybody goes and surrender into Lord Ram, he cannot say no. He has to accept, and he has to protect him as well. So he said that if Ravana even come and he asks for forgiveness and surrender unto me, I will forgive him. And I will actually make him the king of Ayodhya. So again, the question came, if you actually make Ravana king of Ayodhya, what about Bharat? Then he said, I will make Bharat the king of Vaikunt. And then again said, Prabhu, if you actually make him the king of Vaikunt, where are you going to go? Where are you going to reside? At that time, Lord Ram said that when I have no place to go, then I will actually sit on such a throne and I rule over such a kingdom that is much greater than Vaikunt. So he said that he will actually sit on the throne of the actually Hanuman's consciousness, and he will rule over his heart. So I was reading through this some of the Ramayana pastimes. So here actually means the Lord Ram said, even Ravana, his enemy, actually, even if he comes and surrender, he will accept him and he will give him protection as well. So Lord Ram, he's very true to his word, Dridvarta. So as Krishna says that actually anyone who surrender unto him, he will give you all the protection and he will also deliver him from all the sins as well. So if we actually surrender, faithfully unto Sri Krishna, Lord Ram, then we should have this firm faith that actually Lord will protect us, no matter how sinful we are, we should actually faithfully actually surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, Sri Ram, and he will actually protect us, So in Bhagavad Gita, even chapter 9, where it is said, it's verse 22, the ananyasa chinta yanto mam ye janah priyupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamiham. So yogakshemam vahamiham, So Krishna always give the protection, one who actually surrender unto him, one who worship him with all the devotion, meditating on his transcendental form. He not only just protect him, but he will actually give you what is needed. And he also protect what you have as well. So as we actually, there are many, good qualities of Sri Ram that we can actually meditate. But I think I just decided to just spoke on this one verse and actually just focus on one quality of Sri Ram. So that is what I actually realized, that we have to also become very true. We should be very, very truthful, like Lord Ram, and we should do what we say. And we should only say what we have in our mind. We should be very straightforward. So as Lord Ram is famously known as the Gunavan, he's all the principal good qualities in him. So if we actually surrender unto him, as Srila Prabhupada always says, that when we try to become very sincere and follow in the footsteps of actually our previous acharyas and follow the orders of a spiritual master, then we can progress very nicely, and we can also become very good devotee. We can also become godly, not God, but godly. So we can also acquire all these good qualities of Lord Ram. But we need to have, actually, we have to do a lot of austerities and we have to be very, very faithful. So that is actually what I realized, Prabhuji, meditating on Lord Shri Ram on this occasion of Shri Ram Navami. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So Maharaj had said this, that what about Vibhishan? Even if Lord Ram comes now, if Ravan comes and surrenders unto me, I'll give him protection. So there's one mellow also of Maharaj. He says that if you go to Krishna or Ram with folded hands, you say, I'm yours. And then he is bound by his own word. I will give you protection. Great personalities, they are bound by their words. So they choose what they speak. Although they may speak many things, they may speak many, many things. But we have to learn by this. We have to be very careful what we speak, what we promise, what we don't promise. Yeah. And sometimes we are swayed away, especially those in I love you, you love me, situation, marriages, So Mataji, have your husband told your husband told you, you give me stars from the sky, something like this you were told, and they said, yes, I'll bring. Yeah. Have you done this? Well, yeah. Yeah. Yes or no? No, you're not said this. You should say this thing. Yes, somebody has said this. Somebody should say. My wife tried on me. What, Dolly Mataji, did you say this to Sanjeev Prabhu? He said, I'll bring stars from the sky. No? Oh, my wife tried very much, why did you bring stars in the sky? I said, how will I bring stars in the sky? And I was love marriage, I love you, you love me, marriage. So I cannot bring stars in the sky. See, you're very unromantic. I said, this is what I am, truth. Tomorrow you may say, you did not bring stars in the sky. What can I do then? So you should be very careful what you ask. And you should be very careful whom you ask, and what you have promised, Yes, just the right mood, That's it. So this is Lord Ram, and there's another point I was going to mention. Oh, so I remembered. Yes, Ram was also very beautiful, Lord Ram. So beautiful that the devotees of Lord Ram, they're also very rasika. Lord Ram's devotees are very, like Krishna devotees, they're very rasika devotees. So some of them, when Lord Ram was present, they saw him, they fell in love with him in Madhura Rasa. So although he came so many millennia before Lord Krishna himself. See, Madhura Rasa of conjugal love Krishna manifested in Vrindavan. But Lord Ram appeared in Treta Yuga. It's about 2 million years ago. So those sages liked him very much, and they expressed Madhurya Rasa. In their perfection, they prayed that next when we will worship Krishna, Lord Ram, in Madhurya Rasa, conjugal love. So in that conjugal love, this was their wish, and it was fulfilled. When Krishna appeared, when Lord Ram appeared in his original form as Krishna, 5,000 years ago only, so many millennia later, those sages appeared as the gopis in the Rasa Leela pastime. Just few bits, bits and pieces. Yeah, so very nice. All the best. And we have to be a little, if Prabhupada said you must study Valmiki Ramayana. The Guru Maharaj did, meditate upon, and there's nothing wrong with the Ramayana. It's all very good. Don't get me wrong, please. The Valmiki Ramayana is a little scarce to find, So unless you're very authorized, you have to be very careful about this. So always narrate what Maharaj has said, and what is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Unless I study from Bhagavatam, from Valmiki Ramayana, which is not very easily found out in the, nowadays. It's a very important subject matter. And Valmiki himself was not a devotee, he was a hunter. And he got perfected just by the name of Ram. He perfected by the name of Ram. And Ram can destroy all fear, That's why we say Ram Nam Satya Hai. At the end, somebody dies, Only his name is truth. You say Hari Bol, Bol Hari, Hari Bol. Last passage, with the body. Our passage is gone before that only. This is the body's passage. Hare Krishna. Okay, very nice, very nice. Let more come. More come. Very wonderful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu. Thank you, Purna Pragna Devi Dasi Mataji, and thank you, Krishna Prabhu, for making us speak on Ram through Bhagavad Gita. That's hard one. For me, it is hard. But anyway, I've tried my best, and hopefully I make sense. So happy Ram Navami to all of you. And I'll share my relation and from one of the classes I have attended, very few classes I've attended, Maharaj's classes. I've heard a lot of them. And so I remember Maharaj sang that verse. I'll start with this and then I come back to Gita. Matra vrat paradareshu lostravat atmavat sarva bhuteshu yah pashyati sa panditaha. One who considers another's wife as his mother, another's position as a lump of dirt, and tears all of the other living beings as he would himself, is considered to be learned. Thus, Raman was condemned not only by Lord Ramacandra but even by his own wife, Mandodari, because she was a chaste woman. She knew the power of another chaste woman, especially such a wife as Mother Sita Devi. So this is where I wanted to start. And Maharaj very nicely gave the class. Maybe it was very relevant to audience that time in the class. And also it remains very relevant now. The people I come across here, the devotees I meet here, this is one of the biggest challenge. And now I'll go to that Bhagavad Gita, and I would like to refer verse number 24 from chapter 3, where Krishna telling that what is my role, or what should I do? Utsi deyur ime loka na kuryam karma chetaham Sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyam ima prajaha. So Krishna is saying to Arjun in very early stage of Bhagavad Gita, if I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put into ruination. I would be cause of creating unwanted population, and I would be thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. So Krishna taking the ownership here. And Prabhupada writes a very nice purport, which I would read and share my relation. So even Krishna is saying that I did not perform, if I did not perform duties, Krishna's situation, all these words would be put into ruination. That's what Lord Ram was doing, Maryada Purushottam Ram. So we all do a lot of Ram here, but nobody talks about Ram's education. What Ram has actually given, where we stand, how we can apply that knowledge. And there's nothing which we cannot learn from Lord Ram's pastime. And that was he was doing. And so, and he very nicely keep on going that what will happen if I don't do it? That's why God has to come. Krishna has to come, either his as an expansion, plain expansion, as devotees or whatever. If not, then what will happen? And that's we all experience. That's what we experience all the time. That imagine a life without Krishna consciousness. Imagine a life without this knowledge to us. And in that knowledge also we stick to that particular taste, the mood. We just don't go everywhere. That's what I've seen devotees. They stick around. They last here. They don't give up. And I remember Amrisho used to talk to us long back, or maybe still he's talking about, that we are Apple, not Microsoft. That's flavor. The students, the young devotees, they understand now that where do we stand out. And the other thing which Amrish Bhai told me long back, which now have realized, or now we're realizing we're actually trying to practice it, that will kick, I don't know what Amrish Bhai said, yeah, you can correct me, will kick where it hurts most. So whatever preaching or whatever glorifying of Krishna or Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj is happening without any motive. We are not interested in your money. We are not interested in taking anything from you. We'll come and give you something. And that's why we can speak truth. And it is really, that's Purna Pagna Mataji, really, that's what she how speaks, no? Yeah, it's really hitting the right nails. And people are getting attracted. It's working. Particularly in India, where I know it's everywhere. Why India? Why India? It's everywhere. Because I'm here, so I'm talking about India. That it's all about money, honey. Yeah. It's all about what is in it for me. People tell me that devotees come to them only on Ram Navami and Janmashtami to ask for money. I said, no, we never ask for money. You come here, we'll feed you. So that's Prabhu, this is working very well and we stand out. I don't know how many people actually practicing this in here or elsewhere, but it's working. It's working. And today we are doing a home program to a businessman place who is shocked when he heard what we do. And I'm told that he will reach also. And I told I'm coming here not to please you. We are going there to tell you the truth. And his problem is, devotees know here, his problem is that younger generation. They are losing connection with the younger generation. In spite of they have got everything, the younger generation is misdirected. Or maybe I don't know much, but that's what they want us to do. I said we cannot come and connect with them, but we can tell them the truth. If they are attracted, good. If they don't attract, we glorify Prabhupada and Maharaj and come back home. So yeah, that's what we are trying to live, that Krishna consciousness, trying to relate the. I tell people that I'm the product of this Hare Krishna-WECAN. Okay, so yes, so and devotee is learning, and then when I see all those knowledge given by Krishna himself, that I did not perform, if I did not perform prescribed duties, all these words would be put into ruination. So we are all trying to relive that, whatever little we know, whatever we can apply. And that's where actually our bhakti is tested. So I'll quickly touch base on the Varna Shankar side of it, because that's a really, really big problem here and maybe elsewhere. Young devotees, young people or older people don't want to get married. Oh, I'll make it more funny. Yeah, nobody wants to get married. Yeah, unless they're, and I don't know what's the reason, but yeah, that's the situation happening here, and maybe elsewhere also. Yeah. So purport, Prabhupada, right? I'll quickly read this purport and also read about that verse where it's been shared in Bhagavatam also, and try to share my relation. Hopefully, it makes sense. So where Krishna is talking about unwanted uh, progenies, no? So Varna Shankar is unwanted population which disturb the peace of general society. That's all we are experiencing. In order to check this social disturbance, there are prescribed rules and regulations by which the population can automatically become peaceful and organized for spiritual progress in life. That's where Hare Krishna-WECAN is really busy doing it. Whether you understand, you don't understand, that's your problem. That's what we are doing. And when Lord Krishna descends, naturally he deals with such rules and regulations in order to maintain the prestige and necessity of such important performance. Yeah, the Lord is the father of all living entities, and if the living entities are misguided, indirectly the responsibility goes to the Lord. See, Prabhupada is writing that how come Krishna is responsible? But Prabhupada is very clearly writing that Krishna is taking responsibility, and he's manifesting, he's taking avatars in different ways in this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is actually engaged with us. Therefore, whenever there is a general disregard of regulatory principle, the Lord himself descends and corrects the society. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Planit bhavat bharata. Yeah, we all familiar, very popular verse. We should, however, note carefully that although we have to follow in the footsteps of the Lord, we still have to remember that we cannot imitate him. This is a mistake people do. This is a mistake we do. Following and imitating are not on the same level. We cannot imitate the Lord by lifting Govardhan Hill, as the Lord did in his childhood. It is impossible for any human being. We have to follow his instruction, but we may not imitate him at any time. And that's where the problem comes, following the instructions. The obedience, the post which I think Amrish just posted, the obedience, or I think somebody devotee post somewhere. Yeah. Obedience. Mahavishnu Goswami talks about this very clearly. The obedience, the instructions. That's our biggest challenge. And see the obedience what Lord Ram did. No if and but. He just left for 14 years. What was his fault? That's what Lord Ram is teaching us. And Krishna is repeating us that why we are doing it. So I'll quickly read one verse from Bhagavatam which emphasizes the same point. And then I'll read that Maharaj quote again. नैतत् समाचरे जातु मनसापि हि अनीश्वरः विनाश्यस्ति आचरं मौढ्यात् यथा रुद्रो अबधि जम्भिषम् ईश्वराणां वचः सत्यम् तथैवाचरितं क्वचित् तेषां यत्स्ववचो युक्तं बुद्धिमांश्च तत्समाचरेत्. Translation. One should simply follow the instructions of the Lord and his empowered servants. Their instructions are all good for us, and any intelligent persons will perform them as instructed. Yeah, very clear. Any intelligent person, not the stupid. So if he's not doing it, they're stupid. However, one should guard against trying to imitate their actions. One should not try to drink the ocean of poison in imitation of Lord Shiva. Yeah, the Bhagavatam gives example also. This is So this is the problem. Yeah, we know Lord Ram. Yeah, we try to imitate, like Prabhu Amrish was just sharing about enjoyment and things like that, and then we start imitating, following the instructions. Now, staying back to this point of Lord Ram being inspiration, and similarly, I would like to talk about Mother Sita also, and particularly for Mataji's, because we talk about this point quite often about the role models and things like that, and where we look up to. So this is the prayer which Mandodari mother is doing after Ramacandra Bhagwan has killed Ravan, and is telling about this Varna Shankar, not that the lusty desires, why this happened to you. So I would like to read that also, because I found it, for me, it's very relevant, what I wanted to share. न वै वेद महाभाग भवान काम वशम गतः तेजो अनुभावम सीताया ये नीतो दशामि माम. Oh, greatly fortunate one, you came under the influence of lusty desires. This is Mandodari telling to the dead body of Raman. Oh, greatly fortunate one, because you were killed by Ram. You came under the influence of lusty desires, and therefore you could not understand the influence of Mother Sita because you were lusty. Yeah, he wanted to marry Sita, Mata. Now, because of her curse, you have been reduced to this state, having been killed by Lord Ramchandra. That is Mother Mandodari talking about this, and then Prabhupada writes few lines which I would like to read. And that's where this verse is shared, this Matra verse, Matra verse, which Maharaj has given a big class on this. So, not only was Mother Sita powerful, but any woman who follows in footsteps of Mother Sita can also become similarly powerful. That is, Prabhupada is very upfront. Yeah, it's very easy. There are many instances of this in the history of Vedic literature. Whenever you find a description of ideal, chaste woman, Mother Sita is among them. Mandodari, the wife of Ravan, was also very chaste. Even Rakshas's wife can be chaste. Huh? Similarly, Draupadi was one of the 5 exalted chaste women. As a man must follow great personalities like Brahma and Narad, a woman must follow the path of such ideal women as Sita, Mandodari, and Draupadi. Very clear, very upfront. This is a very common question I'm asked. Yeah, for whatever reason. By staying chaste and faithful to her husband, a woman enriches herself with supernatural power. Prabhupada is writing this. This is not ordinary. It is a moral principle that one should not be influenced by lusty desire for another's wife. Yeah, that's why Ravan has to go through this. He was a Rakshas. Matra Vart Paradarishu. An intelligent person must look upon another's wife as being like his mother. So, on this Ram Navami, I wanted to share, which actually I'm experiencing here, and which is very prevalent to the world, Shankar, and no role models. Nobody knows what to do. Everybody is busy in making money, or to find a way how to make money, or become successful, or become a big man. And same with girls also, same situation. And even parents are like that. They are also not thinking. Let me tell you, the young ones must be listening to this. They also don't realize this. For whatever this. On Ram Navami day, we actually look upon Lord Ram and look upon what he did. And Krishna talks about this, he performed his prescribed duties. So that world is not a ruination. And yeah, that's what I want to share. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Well, thank you very much. Very nice. So see, from one point we've got different points coming up now. In preaching, all this is very important. Ultimately, it is elders who are responsible, parents who are responsible. If they are irresponsible, their fault. They cannot say, I did not know. You had a chance to know. You see? And whatever people say, this is outdated, what are this? This is very not relevant in today. You're living in the past. This is wrong. Because everybody wants it. Is it not so? Even those people, those boys and girls who have got multiple partners, they're looking for honesty and some amount of transparency and continuity. Is it not so? But they're saying this is wrong. This is outdated. How hypocritical is it? Is it clever? This is not clever at all. This is not at all clever. It's stupidity. We don't want to be part of them. Better to live alone than have this kind of stupid relationships. Who are stupid people, friendship and all that. You cannot have friendship with someone whom you can learn from. This is very important. Good things to learn, not bad things. You know what are good things for you. If you want to learn bad things, go to the whole world is teaching you bad things. The good things you learn from this kind of scriptural studies. Even devotee circles is the same thing also. Don't think devotees are some, because not everybody is purified. So we have to be careful at every stage, every stage. What we speak, why we speak, whether we speak truth or not, whom are we speaking with, whether we are respectful. We should be always respectful. Always be kind. At the same time, be on your guard. We're not foolish people. So, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Who'd like to go next now? Please feel free.
Hare Krishna. Happy Ram Navami to everyone. So, thank you very much to all the devotees for sharing their nice realizations. Thank you to Sanjeev Prabhu, Srila Prabhu, and Avinash Prabhu for your very nice realizations on the qualities of Lord Ram. It was nice to hear different qualities and different verses from the Bhagavad Gita as well. I would like to share my realization on a quality of Lord Ram in which of being mighty. That we all know that Lord Ram had strength, and Lord Ram was mighty. So this verse that I like to quote from is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse 31. Pavanaha bhavatam asmi, Ramaha shastra vratam aham, Jashanam makaraschasmi, Shrotasam asmi janavi. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Of purifiers I am the wind, of the wielders of weapons I am Ram. Of fishes I am the shark, and of flowing rivers I am the Ganges. So Lord Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita that of the wielders of weapons, he is Lord Ram. And so, this obviously means that Lord Ram is the mightiest of warriors. And we all know the story of Ramayana, in which Lord Ram vanquished Ravana, the 10-headed demon. And we also know Lord Krishna's pastimes, in which Lord Krishna, even at lift of the Govardhan Hill with one finger, killed Kamsa, killed so many demons, as we all know. And for me and for us, trying to reflect on that quality of Lord Ram, of being mighty, it's not just physical strength. It's also how we can also be mighty in our Krishna consciousness and in our devotional service as well, and know that we have, as was mentioned by the devotees in their realizations, know that we have the protection of Lord Ram, the protection of Lord Krishna, when we perform devotional service with sincerity, and particularly doing preaching as well, and engaging in preaching activities. So that's what I was reflecting on, that this might of Lord Ram, this might of Lord Krishna, is what we is what we can find shelter in. With that being said, that there's often a lot of misconception, and there was even at that time, about Lord Ram and about Lord Krishna as well, that they would deride and minimize them as just being superhuman, living beings, but not God, not actually God. They're just human beings, but some sort of supernatural strength. And this is actually also mentioned. I just wanted to mention this as well, that Lord Krishna also mentions this in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 11, where Lord Krishna says, Avajananti mam mudha manusham tanamashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. And also the citizens and various people in the pastimes of Lord Ram also minimize Lord Ram because they do not understand who Lord Ram was. Even at times, the citizens as well of Ayodhya do not understand that Lord Ram is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but treated him as just a ordinary king. And we also know that they still found shelter in Lord Ram, and the exemplary nature of Lord Ram as a king is despite all these things happening, and the thing arises that if Krishna and Lord Ram as the creator, maintainer, and the destroyer of all the creation, how can that person be, or how can that be a normal person? But despite this, in the past times, there was no animosity, nothing like that. And Zarinash Prabhu also said that the quality of obedience, that despite the power of Lord Ram, he went to exile for 14 years. He did not have to do that, but he did that to lead by example. And so when reflecting on one quality, there are lots of other qualities that also are tied into that. So it's very, very interesting to reflect on one aspect of Lord Ram, but then to also realize other aspects that are also very much related to that as well. And so that I guess that also relates to the absolute nature of the Supreme Lord, and that the Supreme Lord is fully complete and whole. And what we can do is that as we reflect on all the pastimes of Lord Ram, of Lord Krishna, of different incarnations, we can get inspired and be devotional through understanding the various pastimes and the various qualities of the Lord. And so for me today, for Lord Ram Navami, for Sri Ram Navami, this aspect of Lord Ram's might was one that I was meditating on. And also that, it's that even back then, there was, people do not understand the true nature of the Supreme Lord and minimized it. So, we have to now, at this time, 5,000 years later, or even from when Lord Ram was there in Treta Yuga to now, we should also be very careful in how we, how we reflect and think. We should not, commit, we should be very paka in our devotional service, and not give rise to any such, misconceptions. Obviously, we all have doubts, we all have questions, but we should really try and seek out the answers instead of potentially, minimizing or doing anything bad in that way. So that is my realization. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you very much, Krishna Das. Yes, powerful. So, who's more powerful? A person who can come and destroy others, who are weak people, is more powerful, or a person who comes and protects the weak people, he's more powerful? Who's more powerful, he or she? Who has got more strength? Who would like to say? It's obvious. Who's more powerful? Person who destroys, the person who protects. Everybody's thinking both answers. With me, it's always like this. This is also that is also that. Come on, have some conviction. You all have been given intelligence by Krishna. We are all from Krishna. Who's more powerful according to you?
One who protects, Prabhuji.
One who protects. Okay, thank you. One who protects is more powerful. Who else?
Hare Krishna Babuji. Yes, one who protects is powerful.
Not one who destroys is not powerful. Defeats.
Yeah, destroying also requires power, but protection needs more power.
Why is it so? Why is it so?
We have to maintain. Yeah, when we see that, like in material world or in this universe, Krishna took the Purusha avatar. Lord Vishnu is the maintainer, and Shiva is destroyer, and Brahma is creator. But again, Lord Vishnu is the Lord. He's Supreme Lord. So he's other avatars comes from him. So it's born. Brahma is comes from Vishnu, and then Lord Shiva, Rudra. So yes, its power is given by Lord Vishnu to everyone to destroy or create, but maintaining is Lord kept from himself, because maintaining is requires it's more. It requires everything. Like how I can express. I have to think more about it probably, but maybe the points will come a bit later. Yeah.
So you want to change your answer?
No.
Not like last time, right? Not like last
No.
week. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. What about others? Maintaining. So you say maintenance is important only because Lord Vishnu was a maintainer. That's why.
Yes, probably the Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Lord, so he's.
That's why. This is your logic. This is the answer.
maintainer. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, brother.
Okay, thank you. What about others? What is more important? Destroying, finish off somebody, vanquishing, or maintaining is important. Yes, who is more powerful? What requires more effort? Who's more valorous? Yes, Krishnadas. Just step in. Don't need to raise your hand. Just step in. Yes.
Yeah, Herbal. I think that protection's more important because you're responsible for the well-being of other people, as opposed to someone who just comes and destroys. They don't have, with someone that's protecting, you have more responsibility, and therefore you have more to lose, so to speak. So that requires much more strength.
Okay. Right. Sometimes to destroy also. Arjuna destroyed everything. Krishna made Arjuna destroy everything. Yes. Parth Prabhu, want to raise your hand? You raise your hand.
Yes, sir. So my answer was that yes, protection requires protection is one who protects is more valorous because if one is protecting then he needs a big heart and also big power if needed, like just in the example you gave. So in protection, we can destroy others to protect someone, but in destruction, sometimes there might be case that you are not protecting anyone and just destroying for the sake of it. So destruction just needs big power, but protection needs a big heart and big power. So according to me, that's more valorous.
Hmm. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else want to say anything?
Yes, Prabhuji, I also agree that protection is more important because while both of those activities require power, but I think protection requires intelligence and careful consideration for whatever entity that is being protected. And uh, also in that regard, it is something that happens indefinitely, but destruction is something that you can just, it's very easy to destroy something, but it's very difficult to maintain something in with respect to like to protect it in all ways possible. Destroying is very easy, no consideration or thought required for that. And also it's something that can be just done in one go, but maintenance you have to keep doing it for a very long time.
Okay, so what does it involve? All of you. Okay, so if you say maintenance, to maintain or protect is more valorous than to destroy. So what are the qualities needed for maintaining? All of you say the same thing, maintenance. So let us look at the quality needed for maintaining.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I had a similar. I agree with what is being said, that even actually destroying something is easy, and to actually create and maintain something takes much more effort. In fact, actually, to defend something, you need equal or greater power than who's coming to destroy you. Because yeah, it takes a lot of effort, and even in the today's world, not going into the philosophy, just to maintain and protect yourself, you need to have more power than actually your adversary. Because and normally people who attack, they're insecure. So psychology speaking as well, in the even medical science talk about that. Like whenever we're put into the danger or fear, we took two routes: either we fight or we flight. So is that the person who normally chose to attack first, he's always been insecure or actually has some agenda. Because even yeah, that's what I always thought. Because
Not necessary. Sometimes attack is the best defense also. It can be a strategic move.
even as I said, like Arjuna was actually asked to destroy, but he was destroying to protect the religious principle. So he's still actually acting on the religious principle, isn't it?
Everybody who attacks or destroys, say I'm acting on religious principle.
I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about the Bhagavad Gita, because you mentioned that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the qualities needed for protection, for being a protector or being a maintainer? All of you, let us look at everybody saying maintaining is more important than destruction. Okay. So what are the qualities needed in
A
this
lot of
protection?
patience, Prabhuji, I would say my own first.
Patience. Okay. Thank you. What else is needed? All are absolutely right qualities. Okay. All of us have got experience of maintaining something or the other, maintaining relationship, maintaining our calm, maintaining whatever, maintaining even our spoon or a table, not breaking it also requires some patience or something about it. So first thing is calmness. Is what you said, Sri Prabhu?
I said patient, being patient.
Being patient. Okay, that's one thing. Being patient. What else is needed? Thank you.
Being tolerant.
Being tolerant. Yeah. What do you understand by being tolerant?
Being tolerant means that the object or thing or whatever we are trying to maintain, they or it might create issues, because it's not it's just being maintained, right? And we are in the position of maintaining, so it might not. I'm just taking an example of a parent child relationship, or a mentor or a guru disciple relationship, where it's a privilege that the somebody who's being maintained have, but they don't realize that it's a privilege, and so they might act up, and the senior has to be more tolerant in that way, that okay, so it's just acting up, and I am charged with maintaining them, so let me be tolerant. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Very good point.
Hare Krishna Babuji.
Yeah,
Love and affection is to be there.
love and affection.
Maintain.
You must
Yeah.
maintain. Don't think about
Especially relationship.
yeah, only relationships. I don't want to talk about relationships. That's fine. That's natural. That's basic human. I'm talking about being tolerant. As a tolerant person, if somebody is a leader, somebody is a tolerant person, somebody is maintaining. So what are the qualities needed for being a leader? Because you're going to be preaching. From that point of view, I'm saying.
Yes, tolerating is
Love and
definitely
affection,
Prabhuji,
love and
one of
affection,
the
true.
yeah.
Love and affection,
Yeah.
true. But to somebody whom we don't know, it's hard there.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Mm.
I want something which you guys are feeling to somebody else, not just words, fancy words. Passion. Out of compassion, I'm tolerating you. Oh, right. Wonderful. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Preaching is very hard, especially doing day in, day out. Is if you don't have that
Yeah, but you are
focus
doing it.
or
All of you are doing it. So
thing,
what are the qualities needed
yes,
for
Prabhuji.
maintaining? We all are agreed. Maintaining is very important, right?
Mm.
All of you agree maintaining is very important. That's fine. So what are the qualities needed for somebody who maintains, who has to maintain?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes. Okay. So 2, 3 of us are speaking. Let's start.
Okay.
Shivu, you want to add something to you had one point. You want to add
Uh,
one more point?
yes, one more point. I think I thought this is important actually. This is a realization I got when I read the Krishna book, where when Kamsa was actually wanted to kill Devaki, after the marriage, when the procession was going back and he heard the Akashvani. So I was reading Srila Prabhupada wrote, and I thought there's a really important instruction there for Vasudev, his husband, that actually when he realized that Devaki's life is in danger, he realized that Kamsa is going to kill her. Then he actually praised Kamsa, he kept it calm, the
Diplomatic.
awareness, and he used his intelligence. So I was thinking that that ability to remain actually composed and use your intelligence at the right time, to protect someone is very, very important, because even he was a demon, he knows that, but still he prays. And Srila Prabhupada says, sometime you have to do this, just to actually protect, other people. So
Protecting one's wife is somebody whom you love
yeah,
is easy, but that's perfectly all right. You require this.
yeah.
What I want to understand is that for a general protection, to protect somebody, what are the qualities needed for it? This is correct. So this part is also mentioned as he used diplomacy,
Yeah.
for to protect his family, which is correct. Nothing wrong with your point. What I'm trying to say is that what is needed for that, for to maintain things. As a father maintains everything, or husband maintains things, or as a wife maintains things, or preacher maintains things, or leader maintains. What are the things which are needed?
Okay. Yeah. So yes, Prabhuji, I think the awareness and foresight, I would say is important as well.
Okay. Thank you. Foresight. Yes, somebody raise a hand.
Hare
Your
Krishna.
part, Prabhu? Yes, Mother. Hare Krishna.
I think perseverance is very important as well.
To maintain
Yes.
perseverance. Can you elaborate, please? How do you explain this?
Uh,
Because there are many youngsters here. They would like to learn this. concept.
So,
Perseverance in maintaining. It's a
yes,
different concept.
because sometimes it's very difficult to keep going. And if you are like Dhrida Vrata, whatever we are learning from Sri Ram's character, if you are just very firm that you are going to do it, and you are maintaining it, doing it every day, in, out. So that requires a lot of perseverance, Prabhuji, for preaching or for doing anything. Even if someone is a sports person, or if someone is a bodybuilder, or someone is wants to get good grades in education, everywhere perseverance is the must.
Okay, all right. We'll keep to the preaching part. Yes, perseverance is a must. Keep on going is a must against all odds. That's correct. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Who was there else? Pastor, who want to say something?
Hare Krishna. Yes, bro. I wanted to add that we need the knowledge for maintaining, like how to maintain. If we don't have the knowledge and just are trying to go and maintain, or for even for preaching, if you don't know how to do it, then it's just disservice to the person that we're trying to maintain.
So we require knowledge about how to maintain somebody.
Yes.
Can you give an example of this, please? Or something more clarity, not example, some more clarity on the subject.
Okay. So Prabhu, should I stick to a preaching related example, or can I?
Whichever way, up to you.
Okay. So Prabhu,
The leader one has to do so about that.
okay. I can, if I can give one more example if you want, but the easy example which I think I understood by was that, sometimes what happens, we are going by some road and we see a baby bird, like it fell down from its nest on the ground, right? And then out of compassion of our heart, we want to maintain it, we want to do something good for it. So some people end up, picking it up or placing it somewhere, or do some sort of thing with that baby bird for its protection, but they don't have the right knowledge as to what to do properly for that thing, so that it can be actually maintained. Yes, you have the compassion, the intent is all good, everything is good, but the actions and the actual knowledge required should also be there as to what to do. Just compassion cannot help, right? So in that sense, I was saying that you also need the knowledge to know how to maintain something. Even in a preaching example, yes, I might be very enthusiastic, utsahat nishrayat dhairyat. I might be very I want to preach Lord Chaitanya's mission, Srila Prabhupada's banner, Guru Maharaj's banner, and everything. But if I don't know my books, if I don't know the proper qualities of a preacher, if I don't know how to talk, how to present, then however good intent I might have of, I want to maintain them, I want to lead by example, it's just disservice to the people, because I don't have the proper tools, techniques, or knowledge to carry out any of this.
Okay.
So that's what I'm.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. The mood, importance of mood in preaching, following the mood of your parampara. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Wonderful. What else? What else qualities to maintain?
Actually, I think Dolly Mataji wanted to say something as well.
Okay, Dolly Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I realized that it has to be truthfulness. They
Truthful.
should be truthful or maintaining, otherwise, like untruthfulness, like how we have been saying that, although Rama had a lot of much more power, but there was like the quality of powers was wrong, although the quantity was a lot, but so the quality of powers also should include the truthfulness.
Very good. Thank you. Truthfulness. Yes. Any other point?
Planning and organizing.
Planning and organizing. Yeah, from to maintain, a lot of planning is needed to maintain. Okay, that's right. Organizing. Have you tried?
The
Sorry, want to say something. My wife wants to say something. Okay, I'll give her a chance.
So I think the most important thing is seeing the bigger picture and the wider purpose, because you may do anything. You may have dedication, you may have patience, you may have compassion, you may have perseverance, everything. But what is the purpose of what you're doing? Why are you tolerating? In that also your ego can come in all maintaining all these things. The purpose of what you're doing can be defeated if your ego comes in, because you're satisfying your ego then. So I think it's very, very important. And this is Srila Gurudev's instruction. And I remember it's a very 3-sentence word, 4 sentences actually. So tolerate, tolerate for Krishna. So if you just see only tolerate, it's okay. But you say tolerate, tolerate for Krishna. So that gives you the purpose of why you're having all these qualities. So I think the wider picture and the wider purpose, and then your purpose in that is very important. Then you're focused. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. Tolerate for Krishna. Maturity. Because of vision, maturity. Yes, that's important too. Very good. Very good. Have you tried to when an ant comes or so insect comes, we kill it, or try to remove it first, with some paper, tissue paper or something, pick up and remove. What will they do? They start to run away first. This is protecting its life. What you are doing is helping the same thing. It's easy for you to stamp on it or throw a broom on it or put your, whatever insect repellent on it and kill it. Not insect repellent, the insect mosquito killer, whatever you call it, But it's very hard to save them, especially when they are running away from you as somebody who is going to kill them. So that is very, very important. Very, very important quality. Yeah, that's true. Patience, unlimited patience are needed. Yeah, very good. Many points have come through. Yeah. And yeah, when many times people don't want to be protected, They say, why we need protection? We don't need protection. We don't need maintenance. Maintenance requires both defending also. How do you defend if you are not powerful? Tell me. If somebody else is very powerful than you, can you defend somebody else? So you have to be powerful as well, strength-wise, whatever it is, it requires power. So maintaining is everything. That's why Krishna keeps maintenance with himself. Guru Maharaj could say this, Vishnu keeps it. He kills the demons also. He maintains everything, it's very important. And that's correct, all of you said, Creating and destroying is very easy. Maintaining is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. And especially from people who don't want to be maintained. And they're doing it as a seva for Krishna. This service for Krishna. Okay, very nice. Okay, very good. We diverted a little. Let's come back to our points here. Who would like to go next now? Please feel free. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, and Purna Pragya Mataji and Krishna Samarpan Prabhu for organizing this nice class for all of us. Thank you all the devotees who shared their realization. I'll try to say a few things. Jai Shri Lord Ram Bhagwan ki Jai. There are many qualities of Lord Ram, and I would like to choose the quality of Lord Ram is he's so merciful.
So there is a, as Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 26. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayashyati tad aham bhaktya uparitam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or a water, I will accept it. So I was thinking about this verse because Prabhuji asked to connect this Lord Ram's quality with with the Bhagavad Gita verse. So I think everybody knows, and I also remember the story of Shabri Mata. She took the shelter of sage Matanga Rishi as her spiritual master, and she used to serve him with great attention and care. Matanga Rishi, pleased by her service, and blessed her that one day Lord Ram and his brother Lakshman will come to meet her. And then she was so happy by this blessing, and every day she used to prepare that one day, because her spiritual master blessed her, so she used to think Lord Ram can come any day, and she used to prepare. She used to pick up all the berries. She used to clean her hermitage and then sitting place for Lord Ram and Lakshman. And then many years gone, and when she become old, and then one day Lord Ram and his brother Lakshman, he arrives there, and when she come to know this Lord Ram and all, she was so enthusiastic. She made them sit, and then she offered her prayers, and then she was offering Lord Ram the berries. And when she was offering, she was concerned, is it sweet or it's a bit bitter ones, so that's why she was tasting each and every berry. If it is sweet, she's offering to the Lord Ram, and if it is bitter, she's setting it aside. And the Lord Ram is so merciful, he was not angry. Actually, if we do offering, we should not do that. It's like an offense. But she was so much enthusiastic, so much devoted, and so much love for the Lord Ram. She was tasting and giving the sweet ones to the Lord Ram. And because Lord Ram is so merciful, he was accepting with love. So this is a really wonderful quality of Lord Ram. Also, Lord Ram accept even the smallest service. As we know, when they was building a bridge, the squirrels and the birds were helping to lift the small pebbles, and the ants were carrying the sands and all to build a bridge. So Lord Ram is like very much merciful, accepted even the smallest service. So this is how I realized that whatever we should serve to Krishna or Lord Ram, we should serve with love and devotion, and then because of his mercy, we will be blessed. So this is the small realization of me. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Thank you very much. So imagine, what about all the preachers who are bringing all the devotees or living beings back to him? We won't say that. That's why we should be preaching, not for our own sake, for our purification. That's why we are a preaching organization. That's why we want everybody to preach. If we don't preach anything, preach to the wall, preach to the end, preach to everybody. You see somebody dying, chant for them, and whatever it is. Hare Krishna. Very good. Very good. Okay, who would like to go next now? Please feel free.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji, thank you, Prabhuji, Purna Pragya Mataji, and Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for giving us opportunity to share our realizations on this auspicious occasion of Sri Ram Navami. So when I was just meditating on Sri Ram Navami festival, and then trying to focus on the qualities of Ram, Sri Ram, then I was thinking there are so many unlimited qualities of Sri Ram that I'm really very insignificant to just focus of any one of them. No quality at all. So I was thinking like, no, how can we just count the stars in the sky? There are so many stars in the sky, and in the similar way, Sri Ram has so many qualities that it's impossible for any one of us to count them. So as we have been requested that we should just focus one of the qualities, so I would like to focus on the tolerance. As we know that Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram has shown by his personal examples how in this material world we should behave, how we have to be a human being, basically. How we have to behave, how we have to live in the society, how we have to be very obedient and very tolerant as well. So when I was focusing on this quality of tolerance, then I just picked up this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita 2.14. Matra sparshastu kanteya sitoshna sukha dukkha agamapaino nityas tanstitikshasva bharata. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O scion of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So as we know that when Sri Ram was being coronated as a crown prince, and then suddenly one day before this, everything was just reversed. And overnight, this reversal, which can happen to anyone else, can put him in so much grief. But Sri Ram shows us that how we have to tolerate all these types of reversals, even if we are put in lot of grief, lot of problems, and even if we feel so many happiness in the life, we have to be very equipoised. We have to learn to tolerate it. So all these things which come in our life, we can relate very easily, that because we know that this world is dukhalayam ashashvatam, and if we are happy this moment, next moment can be very griefful for us. So the lesson what we learn from his character is that he was so tolerant when he just Sugriv, for Sugriv he made him with he killed Bali, and then made Sugriv king, and then there was a deal that Sugriv will help him to find Mother Sita, but because of the Chaturmas and in the happiness of being a king, Sugriv forgot that what he promised to Sri Ram, and then Sri Ram very patiently tolerated everything, and then he, after 4 months, he reminded Lakshman that Sugriv has not fulfilled his promise, so now you have to go and remind him, and he just tells Lakshman that you just remind him, go him and tell him. Not he was not angry that you just go there and kill him. No. So how much tolerance he has. To show us all these lovely qualities, and Lord Ram and Lord Nrsimhadev, Lord Krishna, and basically Lord comes in different forms, and he takes avatars here so that he can teach us, and the final goal, what he wants us to go back to home, go back to Godhead. So he knows that the jiva is struggling here, and he is showing us the path, how we can be very truthful, how we can be very tolerant, and with perseverance we can keep our bhakti going on. And if we understand that bhakti is the only thing which can take us back to Godhead, then we can follow that path, and one day we can come out of this material problems, material world, and go back to Godhead in his service. So one of the transcendental mellows which I can relate to this verse is very nicely given to us by His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. So this transcendental mellows is: in any circumstance, we should be thankful to the Lord. I will tell you more often, your material activities will be completely baffling. You will never be successful. Very seldom we are successful and satisfied. And that is the nature of the material existence. Once you have this knowledge, the living entity is not baffled in any situation. And because he is not baffled in any situation, he is never bewildered. And in any situation is the grace of the Lord. We should go tolerating and trying to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Or other, he has put us in this situation of material existence, and we have to carry on to the best of our ability, and the rest he will take care. So that is the promise of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita as well. Yoga Shemam Vahamyaham. He is going to maintain us, and if we are fully surrendered to him. So if we learn this to tolerate whatever comes in, there are so many verses in Bhagavad Gita basically. Like, I don't want to share more because we are not allowed to, but there, because we have, I just tried to find out, and then I found in most of the verses which are giving us that we have to be very equipoised. We have to learn to tolerate all these things, the onslaught of the problems, and in the present scenario, as we have noticed that we have heard as well, and then news comes always that youngsters are taking their lives just because little bit of things go here and there, and they're not able to tolerate it. They're not able to tolerate the problems at all. So whatever they are expecting and it doesn't happen, then they take their lives. So which is so painful for everyone. Then there are depressions. People, for very little things, people go in depression if that is not according to their will. So what about Sri Ram? He left the kingdom without even a frown, just left everything and very happily with a smiley face, without giving anyone any. He was not giving anyone, blaming anyone. He just left his kingdom and on his with Sita Mata, he just left the kingdom. So there is a very nice verse in Bhagavad Gita as well, which I will just read the translation. To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramacandra immediately gave up the position of king and accompanied by his wife, Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, or by another monkey, Sugriva, king of the monkeys, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshman, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and ears of Shurpanakha, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord Ramacandra give us all protection. So much Lord Ram tolerated and showed us that we should be so tolerant that anything comes in life, we can bear it. We have just full faith in Krishna or Ram, and with that it gives us such power that we can tolerate anything in life, being it good times or bad times, because these are just like the seasons coming and going. So with that, I just hope that youngsters learn to tolerate things. If something goes wrong, it doesn't go according to their aspiration, they must have faith in Krishna, that Krishna will, this is just because he has better plan for them. So never get depressed, never lose heart, and good times comes, bad times comes, but we have to be equipoised, we have to be very tolerant. That is my realization, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Hare Krishna Mother. Yes, it's very important instruction for the youngsters of today. The elders of today also, they behave like youngsters, In my heart, I'm young. Yes, fair enough, that's right. But still, we should be mature. That is very important, We have to be very, very mature. And for small things, we should not. I remember we have had a family friend, where the girl, we went out together, two families, my father's friends, and she was still, we were all teenagers, so she was a little younger than us, teenager too. And in a college, they found out That she failed exams, So she hung herself. She died. And later on, she found out the result was wrong. She had passed. Imagine the state of her parents and other brothers, sisters. There were 2 sisters and 1 brother, I remember. It was so shocking it is. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But this is not this is a fact. It happened. So be very careful. Life is very precious. No need to give it away. This is nothing. This is the end of the world. Nothing is end of the world. End of the world is only when you leave the body. There is also not the end of the world, which we know. So there's nothing is the end of the world. No problems are big enough than life. Okay? Right. If you remember, I had asked a question for next week, and I asked you to make a note of it. We'll continue the discussion that is similar to this question. Okay, so you ask the question, we'll discuss that point. What was that question I raised?
What is bigger than life?
Yes, that's right. But this is not the answer. What I gave you now. Okay? All right. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Now just checking if anyone is remaining to give the realization. Dolly Mataji, please feel free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for organizing this program. And thank you all the devotees. And happy Ram Navami to all of us. Jai Shri Radhe Jai. So I would like to share the qualities of Lord Ram from this verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 14. Neha Bhikramanashosti Pratyavyo na vidyate Swalpam apyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat. Working in this state of consciousness, there is no loss or adverse result. Even a little effort saves one from great danger. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Although Lord Ram had unlimited qualities, so from all the big qualities of Lord Ram, the one I recognized I want to share is Kritagya, which is the gratefulness. So, and there are so many examples, like we have been watching for Lord Ram, that we came to know that Lord Ram was grateful in many, almost throughout his journey. And the most gracefulness thing, when what I realized, that when Lord Ram was asked from his father on behalf of his mom Kekai, that she wanted him, Lord Ram, to go for exile for 13 years, and because Kekai wanted Bharata to be hold the kingdom of Ayodhya, and every 13 years the king changes, so she exactly wanted for this many years for Lord Ram to go for 14 years. And that time, like if an ordinary person cannot do, there could be like, the destroyer and the major hits of, in the two parties. But how Lord Ram was stayed so calm, and he was so grateful after listening this, that he was very happy and grateful that the kingdom is going to his brother Bharata. And although Bharata didn't want to accept this decision, but it was all the like politics, behind that. But Lord Ram was so stable and grateful that he never said no, he never asked anything, and he was just agreed to leave the kingdom with his brother and wife who wanted to follow Lord Ram, Mother Sita and Lakshman. And another example, when Lord Ram showed his gratefulness when Lord Ram had to build Ram's Setu, the bridge to Lanka, for the armies to rescue the Sita Mata. At that time, there was force of there was all the armies. This Manasena was trying to build this bridge with the big stones, and Lord Ram noticed that a little squirrel was having a little piece of sand on its head and trying to contribute in, making that bridge. So everybody laughed at that little squirrel, and Lord Ram also noticed that, how she's contributing in this great service, although it was a very little service. So yeah, then after that, Lord Ram felt so grateful towards the squirrel, that even a little, this little service makes, then Lord Ram smiled and said that your contribution matters a lot, and it shows that even tiniest effort can help achieve the great goals. So this was and then that got really famous for that little squirrel, that how, she, how it's contributed, and how Lord Ram, known as just only Lord Ram, showed his gratefulness towards it. So that's why I relate this verse to this, that this is the only lifetime. Although Lord Ram came only once in a lifetime, but whenever even now in material life, whenever we have to compare anybody's good, anybody's good qualities, we always compare with Ram, or his kind as Ram. So we still remember Ram throughout our life. And recently, that we all know that how the Pran Pratishtha for Lord Ram in Ayodhya, it was celebrated throughout the world, everywhere. And because everybody knows about Lord Ram's qualities, and we are so grateful that we can meditate on that. We can meditate on Lord Ram's qualities, and we are sharing here. So that's my realization, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Mother. Thank you very much. Very important. Very nice. Hare Krishna. I think with this we conclude our, all the leaders have completed. Somebody remaining?
Okay.
My wife wants to give. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your wonderful realizations and describing the wonderful qualities and pastimes of Lord Shri Ram. Jai Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman ki Jai. And Lord Ram, Transcendental Ram Navami Mahamahotsav ki Jai. So I'm going to quote a few verses and then give my realization on the qualities. This is from Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 verse 1. Chapter 10 is the opulence of the absolute. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha Bhuya Eva Mahabaho Shunu Me Paramam Vacha Yatte Aham Priya Manaya Vakshami Hita Kamyaya. Translation: Papa Prabhupada ki Jai. The Supreme Lord said, "My dear friend, mighty armed Arjuna, listen again to my supreme word, which I shall impart to you for your benefit and which will give you great joy." So in the purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada says, the word Paramam is explained thus by Parashar Muni, one who is full in 6 opulences, who has full strength, full fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation, is Paramam, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So while Sri Krishna was present on this earth, he displayed all the 6 opulences. And therefore, great sages like Parashar Muni have all accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada says also that, not in this purport, but Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that Lord Ramacandra also displayed all the 6 opulences. And this is very important in terms of just a realization, in terms of preaching, that when there are so many bogus things happening in this world, and when there is questions that can come across from different facets of life, people believe in so many things, then this is the verse that you can quote in terms of saying, do all the 6 opulences exist in the personality, and then only then that's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, somebody may have a lot of fame, or somebody may have a lot of wealth, somebody may have a lot of knowledge, but all the 6 opulences in the extreme, Paramam, is only in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is, I always go to the Pramans, so that, and then I'll come back to the one quality that I wanted to speak on. But before that, I also wanted to quote a few other verses.
Actually, only one.
Only one verse. Okay. Okay, so I'll stick to only one verse as requested by Prabhuji. And so in all these qualities, I feel that, as other devotees have explained and expressed, that it is very hard to just focus only on one quality, because they are so interrelated. And the one quality I think that really I want to speak on today is renunciation. Because I think that is probably the most difficult quality. Like, I'm thinking, you can have fame, you can have wealth, you can have beauty, you can have intelligence. But to have renunciation is the most powerful thing. And it separates the power from every other quality. And so when we look at Lord Ram's life, he Lord Krishna came as Lord Ram to show us how an ideal king is and should be. And so a king is also a leader. So I was meditating that, how does that relate to us? And as we are trying to, in our little way, trying to preach Krishna's message, then we are also the little leaders who need to do the anusharan, to follow in the footsteps. And I'm finding it very difficult to only focus only on renunciation, not connecting it to the other points. But so Lord Ram had a lot of love, affection, tolerance, and he exhibited all the qualities by example. And it's like you get yourself a manual of how you should be leading your life. And in doing so, the extreme circumstances were experienced, and then how do we conduct ourselves in those circumstances was demonstrated. So we don't think, oh, that's okay, but I'm going through even more difficult time, then that's why I'm justifying my behavior. Because sometimes what happens is we all go through difficult times and good times, and we don't know sometimes how to handle both, not only the good things but also the bad things, both, and how to conduct ourselves. And so there is a manual given for us. What is the do's and the don'ts, and what's the right and the wrong. And when Lord Ram demonstrated these, I think the most important thing that came to my mind was that actually, because he's a Supreme Personality of Godhead, he didn't have to do any of those things. He could have easily changed everything, the course of what was happening. He had the power to do it, but he did not choose to do that. And I think that is the beauty or the power, the renunciation that was exhibited and the quality that was exhibited by Lord Ram, and for us to learn as well in our dealings, in our material and our spiritual life. And then the people who were very closely connected to Lord Ram, like Lakshman, Mother Sita, how they demonstrated the qualities of serving the Lord. So they also could have easily not gone to, Lord Ram was sent to exile, and they could easily have not gone with him, but they chose to go. So I see a big difference in, you have the power to change something and you do not exercise that power to behave in a righteous manner. Whereas I personally feel like I do not have the power. We come from a position of helplessness where we cannot change our situation. And so we are tolerating it, so to speak. But if we have the power, then how will we use that? Will we misuse it, or we will not misuse it? So I think that is very powerful. It's very easy when you don't have the power to just tolerate or not do anything. But when you have the power and not to exercise it, or choose not to exercise it, it's very, very powerful. Also, the other thing I personally feel that comes from the renunciation is that, so I spoke about his brother Lakshman, and then his wife Mother Sita, and then his brother Bharat as well. Another example. So who went to Lord Ram and requested him to take the kingdom back. And there was a point of time up to where he was thinking, so the love in the renunciation, this is what I'm trying to explain. So when you're actually loving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, when you're in love with someone, then, or you're trying to love someone, then it is not about you. It is about the person you're loving. So the service that was exhibited by Lakshman and by Mother Sita was in that mood. And then even Bharat, he did not want the kingdom. He did not want the stigma attached to everything that happened. But till such point that he was requested to then, instead of pleading what Lord Ram should do, he asked Lord Ram, what should I do? And then he accepted that position of discomfort. So that I think is again epitome of love, in not trying to do something which makes you feel, or makes you be in a comfortable position. Or your service, when you're a servant, it's different. It's not about you. So how do we think? I'm thinking, how do we think like all those devotees, and how do we have that consciousness when we are trying to exhibit our love for Lord Ram and Lord Krishna, and how we are trying to exhibit that is by trying to preach the messages, trying to preach this message to as many souls as we can. And so in doing that, many times in life, we may come across situations which we may not necessarily think suitable or as per our plans. And this point was also touched upon by Sarvasiddhi Mataji, and I wanted to just reiterate this point, that then what Lord Ram did was he accepted the will of the providence, which he didn't have to. He's not affected by any of those things still. So how do we relate to that? And in that, I think that in our life, there is ups and there's downs, and there is plans and there is the plans happen and they don't happen. What strength we derive from this is that we need to see what is the bigger picture and what is Krishna's, how can we see Krishna's hand in our lives, and how will Krishna's hand be in our lives is when we are actually focused and dedicated to being Krishna conscious. So on that note, I just wanted to just say that it's very at the moment how we are going through Kali Yuga and how the whole world is functioning. Even when I look upon 20 years back and now, there is so much difference and it's so fast paced and everything is seeing is believing, and there is no faith in the subtleness of things. So I just personally feel that it's very, very important in our preaching and in preaching also in our own bhakti and sadhana to realize this point and to be able to do our services in such a way that we are not attached to it and our ego is not coming in the service of our coming in the middle of our own service. So and for that, the quality of renunciation is very important, and we should not it's a very thin line, you can, under the garb of renunciation, as in consciousness, somebody can just run away from the duties also. So it's a very delicate thing, but it's a very important quality to have. And I think if our aim is if there is an aim we have is to attain the love of Godhead, then this quality of renunciation can help us. It's like a fast train or a plane that can help us go there when everything else is holding us back. Like you're trying to go somewhere and then you're yourself holding somewhere, you're holding something and then you're not able to go. We are in that position many times. And so we can help ourselves relieve that hand, like that hand that is holding on to all the attachments, the knots. This quality can help us to remove that knots and then focus on what is more important in our lives. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Bol. Okay. Now, just quickly checking. I think we are concluding now. All have discussed. All the leaders have spoken. Anyone wants to say anything? Leaders want to add anything or subtract anything? Those who spoke, please feel free. Okay. Now, anyone has any questions from the other intermediate or beginners level who are attending, or anything to share? Please feel free. Okay. Looks like we are then coming to the end of the program today. Hare Krishna. Okay. So once again, I want to thank all the leaders, devotees. You're very privileged that you shared one quality of Lord Ram from one Bhagavad Gita verse. And it is Krishna speaking himself. Please don't mind me. I wanted to just moderate things well so that everybody gets equal chance of sharing their quality with the words. Otherwise, the same words would be repeated verses, on many things. And all the audiences, past, present, and future, you also very benefited. Very fortunate that you learned this way, that how for Lord Ram, it doesn't mean that you should be studying from Ramayana, and then you can speak about Lord Ram. You can speak from what you learn with the qualities of Lord Ram. You see? So this is our specialty. This is our special mood of service to His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Gurudev. And I hope and pray that all of you continue with this process, this mode. And make sure that any service that is being done, it's not small service. Every service is good service, You see? That is our difference. And that is what our program preaches and teaches. Not that we have to wait for some big events to happen and then only we'll do it. No. Even small things that do perfectly all right. It's the effort that are needed, that counts for our benefit. Because preaching is for our benefit, not for others' benefit. People misunderstand this. Prasad distribution is for our benefit, not for others' benefit. I'm helping others. And who are you to help, man? You need help yourself. So you have to be a little careful on things. Assisting is a good word. It's a good start. Okay. Now, I think whose turn is it now to sing? Maharaj, please hear me.
Hare Krishna Babuji, it's
Yes.
Madhav's turn, but they also wanna share something of Lord Ram.
Oh, they want to share about Lord Ram. Very good,
They
very
want-
good.
Come,
Let them
Madhav.
come, let them come. Madhavji,
Hare Krishna बोलो.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna, Madhavji, कैसे हैं आप?
मैं ठीक है प्रभु जी।
हाँ, तुम ठीक है प्रभु जी। अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा। ठीक हूँ का ठीक है हो गया अभी। ठीक है आप? Very good, very. You want to say something for Lord Ram?
Yes प्रभु जी।
Very
I want
good,
to
very
say
good.
something.
Please say, please say. We are very, very eager to hear. What do you want to say?
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. What I like about Lord Ram is that he always saves us from bad people. The quality I like about Lord Ram is that he is very strong and has good aim with his bow and arrow, and he is very brave. May Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Jai, very nice. Madhavji ki jai. Very good, very good.
Thank you, brother.
All the best. सुभद्रा जी कैसे हैं आप जी?
मैं ठीक हूँ प्रभु जी।
हाँ, बहुत अच्छे, बहुत अच्छे। ठीक ही रहिए, ठीक ही रहिए। बोले, what do you want to share, सुभद्रा?
I want to share something about Lord Ram.
Okay, wonderful.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. One thing I like about Lord Ram is that he shows a very good role model for younger kids like me and Madhav. Lord Ram had no hesitation to take his father's instructions and leave Ayodhya and live in the forest and spend 14 years there. The best qualities I think is that how he listens to his father and doesn't protest or does anything against his father when he was about to leave Ayodhya and take his father's words. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Sanjeev Prabhu. Did you make them write this? Make sure you say this. I'm going to record this and show it to you when you grow up. Make sure all these are witnesses here, witness here. You're going to listen to me.
No problem. I just asked them to write today. They were reading a small book about Lord Ram and pastimes, like children
Very
books.
good. Very nice, very nice. Krishna conscious children books. Very good. All the best.
Thank you.
Well done.
All right,
Well
keep it.
done. Well done. Okay, whose turn is it to sing Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us now.
Mother's
It's my turn, Prabhuji.
It's Madhav's turn. Okay, wonderful, Madhavji. Please start singing. 1, 2, 3, start.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us. Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us. We have learned some real good stuff. We have learned some real good stuff. Maharaj, we have learned one thing. Maharaj, we have learned one thing. And today for you we will sing. And today for you we will sing. If our room is clean, if our room is clean, then our mind is clean. Then our mind is clean. If our mind is clean, if our mind is clean, we can do anything. We can do anything. If our room is dirty, if our room is dirty, then so are we. Then so are we. And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time. Wasting time is the greatest crime. Is the greatest crime. Because wasted time.
Because
wasted time means a wasted mind.
means a wasted
mind. So best is your time.
So best use your time
When you're in your prime.
When you're in your prime.
And your whole life. And your whole life will be sublime.
Will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone. If your wealth is gone. Then there's nothing wrong.
Then there is nothing wrong.
If your health is gone.
Health is
gone. That's a different song.
That's a different song.
If your character dies.
If your character dies,
Then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior.
Only saintly behavior.
That's humanity die.
That's humanity try.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna. We must
Always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
We must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you. You must
Learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely.
So listen very closely
And make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
And whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy,
Your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things.
or doing bad things.
But you think again,
But you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you will win the end.
and you will
win the end. Whatever work we're given,
whatever work we're given.
we do our very best.
We do our very best.
We only live at what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. Let's sing and dance to him with a heart full of love.
And when our time is up, please take us up above. We sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame The only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question.
Now please ask this greatest question.
And find this greatest clue.
And find this greatest clue.
You must enter some.
No, you can
You can only remember Krishna.
You can only remember Krishna.
If Krishna remembers you.
If Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai.
Jai His Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Shrimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Viran Swami Namine. Namo Sasasari Devi Gaurani Prasayana Nirvisheshvara Edam Verified. So Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Krishna willing, we'll see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And all of you have wonderful Shri Ram Navami festival on the Wednesday 17th. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare
thank you
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare